How are you guys doing, Almond families? We are so excited that we are at this very pivotal time now in our school where we now have the opportunity to open back up and welcome your children back so that we can even provide even a better education. So hey, we want to share with you all the great safety guidelines that we have in place for you. I think that you're just going to see that we are putting in every measure possible to make this the safest campus possible. So come on in, guys. I want to show you what we're going to be doing. All right, so as you can see right here, in front of our school, we have our floor decals. And so as students arrive, they're actually going to go ahead and actually stand right here, which as you can see is a safe 6 feet distance. Now, the first thing that scholars are going to do is they're actually going to walk into the cafeteria, because the most important thing that we do here is that we actually want to ensure that scholars don't have a temperature, and so this is where they're going to get that taken right here. All right, so as you can see here, our thermal tracking device, what it does is it actually tracks faces, and this could actually do multiple people at the same time. So you have a safe temperature right now of 97.3 or 4 degrees. And so this is the first thing that scholars are going to do, is they're going to go ahead and they're going to get their temperature taken. And then from this spot, once they get their temperature taken, all scholars are going to report directly to their classrooms so that they can begin instruction. As you can see here, our classrooms are fully equipped with all of the PPE necessary to ensure that all scholars are safe. So as you can see here, every scholar is going to have their own individual shield. And this is, again, is another safety measure, allowing them to be protected while they're learning in our classrooms. What you're also going to notice is that every desk has an A or a B sticker. And what this indicates is whether that your child is in the A group or the B group. And so when your child is on the A group, which is on Monday and Tuesdays, they're going to only be sitting in the A sticker. And conversely, those who are in the B group on Thursday and Fridays, they will be sitting on the B sticker. Now, I want to assure you that each day and each evening, we have a really neat cleaning system where an entire fog goes over the entire room, cleaning every single surface, disinfecting everything. But I think the really neat thing is this, and that is that our district has invested in these really neat filtration systems, which continually cleanses the air and disinfects anything, which means that throughout the day, the entire day, the room is being cleansed by this filtration system. The scholars are wearing their masks. We have our disinfectant spray. We have our shields right here. Parents, I want you to be assured, and I want you just to rest knowing that we are taking every safety precaution to ensure that your scholar is safe. All right, so lunchtime is actually one of the most important times right now, because we want to make sure that our scholars are well fed and they're well nutritioned. And so one way that we are doing that is we're going to be eating primarily outdoors. And so just look at all of the space that we have out here, right? So we do have our picnic areas, but it's not just that. Check it over here underneath our solar panels. We have all kinds of room out here. We have ordered tens and tens of chairs and also tables. And so scholars will also have the opportunity to eat out there as well. And what that's going to give us the opportunity to do is really eat in the most safe place, which is actually outdoors, okay? And so just know that your scholars will always be at least 6 feet apart, and actually even more than that, because we have so much room out here. We're very blessed to be on our Almond campus, which has a lot of room. Another important part that we really see here at Almond is making sure that scholars stay active, and that's part of their whole instruction. And so one thing that, as you guys can see here, is that, man, we have a lot of room here at Almond. We have these great big field right here. It's actually 2 big fields. And so I want you guys to know that every single scholar is going to be in a safe environment when they're here at recess. And so, for instance, we're going to have one faculty member looking over one class at a time, right? And so our classes are going to be at no more than 12. And so we're going to section off the fields, big old sections of the field, and our faculty is going to have activities planned out where there's no contact. but they're going to be active. And again, this is just one way that we're keeping kids engaged here at the school and also staying fit so that they can have the best learning environment. So during the time of recess, we actually are going to have scholars not use any of our jungle gyms. We know how much that they really enjoy them, but we're going to go ahead and tape those off. But though they will be using the field, and any equipment that they do use, it will always be sanitized in between each group use. Keeping scholars safe is so important to us, and so we just wanted to review now what is going to be our restroom policy. So we most definitely want to make sure that these facilities are available to all of the scholars, and so basically we're going to have one very important rule here, and that is that we're only going to have one scholar use the restroom at a time. Now, if you're wondering about cleanliness, I have great news for you guys. We are going to make sure that these restrooms are regularly serviced. We're actually going to be getting additional custodians here on campus during the daytime when the scholars are here. And so there's going to be a regular scheduled maintenance where throughout the day, all of the restrooms are being cleaned and make sure that they are safe. Alrighty, Almond family, so let's go ahead and check out our drop-off and pickup procedures. All right, so let's go ahead and first start off with TK and Kinder drop-off. Alrighty, so this is pertaining to just TK and Kinder. Once you look at this map right here, we're kind of focusing on the northern part of our school here, where we have our northern parking lot right here, and what we're calling our central parking lot. And so both of these parking lots can be used to go ahead and park right there. And so right here we have gates opening at 8 a.m. and school will officially begin at 8:15. And so please, if you're not coming any earlier than 8 o'clock, the gates will be closed. We will have markers out here right in front of the gate where scholars and families can stand, but we just don't want like a big line before 8 o'clock. So gates will open at 8 o'clock, and we are allowing parents to come onto campus only for the first week of April 5th. So you'll be able to come on campus. You will have your temperature checked right here at this north gate. And when you get your temperature checked, you can walk with your child into the TK and Kinder area, which is predominantly right here. If you remember, this right here is our playground, which we will not be using, but that's just so that you kind of know where I'm talking about. And we have Ms. Gregg right here, Ms. Davis, and Ms. Reese. And then Ms. Doak's room is actually a little bit down the hall here in room 11. So you guys will have the opportunity, because your kids are small, and we know that this is now going to be their first time on campus. We want to give you guys that opportunity, and you will be able to walk your kid to class, drop them off at the door, and then you're going to go ahead and immediately exit through the same gate right here. So we're calling this our TKK gate. All right, and again, this is where the child and also yourself will also have a temperature check. You'll be able to walk onto campus in front of your child's room, drop off your child, and then go ahead and exit right there. And that will only happen for the first week. After the first week, so then starting on April 12th and moving on, you'll be able to just drop off your kid by going. If you still want to go to the gate, that is most definitely fine. If you want to drop off at the gate and then you're going to go ahead and go back into your car, but probably the best is if you can just go ahead into our driveway over here or on this side, and you could just stop, drop off your kiddo, and then they can go ahead, and we'll have staff in the front over here and also at the gate and also positioned inside of each of those areas. All right, well, what about first through fifth grade? All right, so gates, same thing. They open at 8 a.m. and school begins at 8:15. So check out our map down here. Okay, so what's going to happen is that we would like you guys actually to come onto campus starting from the foothill area. So foothill's over here. Come from this way right here, and you're going to go ahead and go on to our long driveway. So we're going to have cones actually right here blocking parents from coming in from Arrow, coming up north and making a left. It just really does a big jam, and so we're going to ask that you guys come from Foothill. You're going to come down over here, and you're going to drive down here, and we have a long, beautiful driveway. We're very blessed to have a very long driveway, and so basically this lane 1 is going to be our drop-off lane. So we want you guys to pull all the way forward, and then you're going to go ahead and stop, let your child out or children, and then they're going to walk right here into the front of our school, and the children are going to enter through the north NPR
which is the multi-purpose room, known as the cafeteria as well, but we now named it the NPR, and they're going to enter right here. Okay, and when they enter right here, there's going to be a thermal scanner, which you'll see in the video, and they'll get their temperature checked right here as well. But it's very important that parents, if you guys can please stay in your car. We're not going to be walking our kids to the front gate or even into school. We're just going to go ahead and just pull up, stop right here, let your kid out, and then you'll go ahead and follow along right here, all the way out, and then making a right. Okay. All right. Well, what about pickup now? So TK and Kinder only for these kiddos. So school's going to dismiss at 11 a.m. That's right. So they'll have 3 hours of instructional time, and then they're going to be dismissed at 11 a.m. I want you to notice down here in the front that we have all 4 teachers kind of positioned in the front of the school, and they'll be all safely distanced from one another, and the kiddos will have markers that they can step on as well. And what we're asking right here is this. Once again, we want you to go ahead and pull up through foothill. Okay, so you're going to pull up, and then what you're going to do is that you're going to pull all the way up until you're going to get to this cone. And if you have other cars kind of stacked up right here, that's most definitely fine. So basically what we're expecting is that we're going to have a long row of cars right here waiting for all of the kiddos at 11 a.m. and that's no problem. So what's going to happen is this. We're going to give you guys a card, a laminated card that's going to have the teacher's name on it and the kiddo's name on it. And so when we see that in the window, when you kind of flash it, that's going to tell the teacher that, oh look, that parent is here to pick up that kiddo. Parents, please remain in your cars, and either the teacher or we're going to have other additional staff outside over here helping dismiss the children, and so they will also help walk them to your car. And so we're asking all parents to stay in their vehicles, and then we'll walk them to the car. And then once you're done, say if you are right here and you had your child come to the car, and then you're going to then swerve into the second lane, and then you're going to go ahead and make your way out. So this second lane right here is only for when after you picked up your child. So what we don't want is a double lane stops right here, right? So we don't, this is why we block this off right here. We only use this first lane to pick up children. And so you just stop and wait for your child, pull all the way up until you can't go anymore. Once you pick up your child, and then you move into the second lane, and then this lane should never be stopped actually. It should always keep going. Go ahead and make your way out, and then of course make a right-hand turn. We don't want to make a left right here because of the cross traffic, and it's going to back it up right here. So hopefully that makes sense right there. And then of course for our 1st to 5th grade pickup, we obviously have more scholars and teachers. As you guys can see down here, we have all of the teachers listed from 1st grade all the way up until 5th grade. And same idea for the TK and Kinder pickup. Come on in, stay in this first lane, and go all the way up until you hit the cone, or if there's a car in front of you, you're just going to wait right here. You're going to flash your card, and then what's going to happen is that when the teacher sees their name or their child's name, or if one of our staff members who has a radio sees that, maybe right here, you're parked right here, but your child is in Ms. Garden's class, no problem. We have that figured out. We're going to have staff with radios out there that will be able to communicate with each other, saying, oh, we have a child from Ms. Garland, send over Bobby Lou, and Bobby Lou will come on down over here. And so what we don't want is parents getting out of cars. And so we know that for the first couple of days or weeks may be a little rough here, right? Because we're trying a new system out, but we just ask for your patience, and we're going to make this all happen right here. And then lastly, of course, this is where our bus picks up right here. So we most definitely will continue to have bus services for those parents that do request it. And lastly, you can most definitely utilize our parking area. Only if you're going to be coming into the office, and we want you guys to always please use the crosswalk so that everybody is safe.